cafe anyway.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
Welcome to episode 2382. As promised, we got to it. Mike's Daily Podcast. Here I go, I'm putting on my little specs that I got from the drugstore. And I don't know if I had any bug before that flew into my mouth when I did the podcast. That would be awful and I wouldn't last because I'd be coughing and going, ew. That's how this song started today on the podcast called Mike's Daily Podcast. And today was also an interesting day because it got so nice and warm in the Bay Area. Mike's very enjoyable. Daily Thank you, podcast, for listening to the show. Yeah! Did you know, too, that today we had, let's see. Now I've completely forgotten everything that happened today. It just flew right out of my head. What a great way to start a podcast. But I don't mind because I know Spotify isn't going to delete a bunch of my episodes. Because I didn't... Let's see, what's the word? Want to spread misinformation? Don't really want to do that. Even though we really are at a real place called Cafe Anyway. Somewhere in Podcastro Valley, the last place on Earth. The happiest place on Earth. No, it's the last place on Earth, not the happiest place on Earth. But the last show, we had a wonderful picture of Rodler the cat as he was walking on the roof. That was a real thing. And we called the show Vertical. Because I call cats... the vertical pet, dogs, horizontal. However, the podcast picture today features a very vertical Basil from 5 years ago. It's so great to see old pictures of him back when he was walking around and having a great time and jumping on. This picture is at MikesDailyPodcast.com. You can see a picture of that. In San Leandro, there's a cool dog park there in the East Bay. I'm trying to focus. I'm trying to focus at this point. Picture. Enhance your productivity and maximize your output by minimizing distractions. Like that person yelling that here's today's podcast picture. Yes, Basil's standing on a rock at the dog park in San Leandro, right next to their big golf course, where I once saw, twice saw a fox. Fox is running around over there. Don't see many foxes in the Bay Area, but actually I don't think I ever saw a fox when I lived in the Southern California in the Ventura County area. But here he is, the late great Basil the Boxer, and see a picture of him at MikesDailyPodcast.com. We had many a fun time on that walk. You park in Peninsula Park and you just go any direction you want. It's wonderful and fun. And the water's there, the ocean and the bay. And occasionally you see a beached boat. Not a whale, but a beached boat. A boat that got too close to the shore and just stopped. And then they have to get the Coast Guard to pull it out and pay a lot of money. Today we are more distracted than ever before. The internet, our digital devices, make it difficult for us to get the most out of our time. Do you think that the regular 8 or 9 hours of work is insufficient to get even basic stuff done? Do you stretch those hours and take them home to work at home? Does your personal and professional life suffer because of that? And you never find time to work on your long-term projects? The latest research shows that most knowledge workers cannot even get an hour of continuous uninterrupted time. Not even an hour. There is a author and computer science professor at Georgetown University named Cal Newport. Why is my name not Cal? I live in California. We should all be called Cal. And do not call it Cali. Oh. I got friends in other states that say, how are things in Cali? Don't. Just don't. Gets my hackles up. And you never call it Frisco, and you never call it... You really shouldn't call it San Fran. You maybe call it SF. But call it the city or San Francisco. There you go. My public service announcement to those living outside of the Bay Area. So, and we call it the Bay Area, even though there are other Bay Areas in the United States. That's what now it's all coming back to me. Like the late, great Meatloaf sang. Celine Dion sang it too, but it was really written for Meatloaf, I think. Jimmy Steinem. That's right. That's the story. See, I'm distracted. Meatloaf told this story to Dan Rather, and it's on YouTube, about how Jim Steinem wrote it for Meatloaf to sing, but then gave it to Celine Dion. And Meatloaf felt hurt by that. Like, Jim, come on, we're old buds. I made you famous with singing 2 Out of 3 Ain't Bad and the other stuff from Bad Out of Hell. Can't remember any of them at the moment. And yes, wrote I Would Do Anything for Love. But, so Cal Newport, back to him. That's what I was thinking of. Back to what I was thinking of. Kevin Smith. I thought I was not a fan of Kevin Smith, but I just heard him in an interview that he did in Canada. I actually called into Canada to a Canadian station, did a show called The Q. And he was very interesting because he likened himself to a Canadian. He said the people growing up in New Jersey, where he's from, feel like Canada does being next to the U.S. People in New Jersey feel that way living next to New York. Here's this big, bombastic, huge thing called New York, and I'm living next door to it. And people go, oh, what's it like living next door to New York? That's how Canada is. What's it like living next door to the U.S.? Maybe that's what it's like living in Podcastro Valley, living right near the Oakland and the San Francisco. See, I said the whole name. Okay. Distractions. It's wonderful, isn't it? So Cal Newport, that wonderful person, University of Georgetown University. As we go outside a cafe anyway, we're bringing Mike's Daily Podcast somewhere in Podcastro Valley, the last place on earth. Yes, he said, Cal said, defines deep work as professional activity performed in a state of distraction-free concentration that pushes your cognitive capabilities to their limit. Deep work. Interesting. It's also commonly referred to as the zone or a flow state. The shift from distracted to deep work, or the zone or flow state, is crucial to achieving your potential. It's not easy. The following steps made it possible for a lot of people to do it. Meditate. That's one way to get there. A daily practice of meditation gets your brain in shape for deep work. The best part is you can do it anywhere and anytime. Plan your day. You get a rhythm and direction. Begin your day by writing down 2 or 3 key priorities for that day and scheduling time on your calendar to work on them. Turn off your devices and stay out of reach of others during their designated slots. Avoid the lure of multitasking. You cannot do it correctly. When you toggle between tasks, you end up performing poorly overall. You actually cannot multitask. Your brain can do 2 things, but what you have to do is turn off one thing to do the second thing, and then turn off the second thing to go back to the first thing or going to a third thing, etc. You are literally stopping yourself, stopping the flow state. This is really true for complex, high-impact tasks. Deep work is intense, so you have to learn to relax and rejuvenate. It's impossible to sustain it without giving enough time for rest and recovery. Take breaks between sessions at the end of the day and over the weekend. Indulge in activities that help you relax and refresh. And rein in the phone. Do not let your phone steal your focus and attention. You can make these tweaks to get the maximum benefits from your phone without the accompanying distractions. Turn off all but critical notifications. That's right. Notifications. And you know, that's the thing. You don't realize, you, the person that has a smartphone. Possibly. Maybe you're listening to this on a smartphone. But the fact is, when you add an app to your phone, a lot of apps just automatically take over. They say, oh, you added me, I'm on. If you want to turn me off, you got to go into notifications and turn me off, but I'm on. Because you downloaded me. You must like me. You really, really like me. But you got to go in there and turn it off. That is, you have to take that added step. In Samsung phones, it's the little thing in the upper right-hand corner that looks like a gear wheel. Like most settings nowadays look like gear wheels when they have the icon. I'm not sure what it is on an Apple phone. But that's with the Android situation. Turn on airplane mode during your deep work sessions, because that cancels out the internet. That lets you... Wait. No, it cancels out calls and texts. Does it also cancel out the internet? I think you can access the internet. But clean your home screen and keep only the important apps there on your phone. Only the important stuff. What would be your important stuff? I don't know you. Do you? You don't know me. No, but with me, I mean, I've got the, what's an important, well, don't mean to give them a plug, but Google Maps, that can be pretty essential. And then some kind of podcast playing app. I have a list of them at MikesDailyPodcast.com. I gave Google a plug, now I give them a slug. They really grab all your information. And they use it. And they cash in on you. And it's not fair. But there you go. That's how they make a buck. Make a couple bucks. Schedule your inbox and social media check-ins to avoid mindless scrolling. I don't know about that. Okay, mindless scrolling to me is when you do that thing where you've got some kind of feed, some kind of like you're on Yahoo or Bing or something, Google, I don't know. And there's all those stories and you just keep scrolling and scrolling and scrolling. Oh, yeah. Okay, I guess so. Like social media has the long scroll. You go down, you see, like Instagram, you see all the photo after photo. Same with Facebook, Twitter. All right, I see what they're saying. I don't know. Just be aware of the mindless scrolling is what I would say, and keep phones away from your bedroom. And use a separate alarm device other than your phone. I wonder why they say that. Maybe so you don't get sucked into the world of the smartphone. This all from Deepesh Jain. He's the lead sales and marketing team with Magic Ed Tech by Day and moonlights as a focus consultant for high-performing teams. Got that from the Costco connection. That's my plug. My slug is I'm going to do another slug. A plug. If you don't have anywhere to go for the Super Bowl this weekend, you might want to go to Costco because you can shop because there's going to be nobody there. And then they got the big flat screens and you can watch the game there. You get a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Now I've just given 2 plugs to Costco. Okay, slug is parking sucks. Okay, here we are outside a cafe anyway, somewhere in Podcaster Valley, the last place on earth. Mike Matthews taking off his cheater sunglasses, and now my eyes are crossed. Uh-oh. But you know what, though? We have to now check out. We got a call. Now I got to press this button down. And it looks like we do have a call. Let's go to that call now. And you can call me 336MM Daily. 3 plus 3 equals 6. MM is the Mike Matthews Daily, as in what this podcast has been for a couple days. And as you know, I sometimes get interrupted. That's how life is.
Hi, Mike. I'm calling you now as I'm walking through Pleasanton, California. It's a beautiful night. There's a lot of free lemons everywhere. So if you get some, bye.
What the? Okay, that's what we get sometimes. That's what we get. Got that. So you can call too, 336-MM-DAILY. That's 336-663-2459. And the phone number is also at the website, MikesDailyPodcast.com. If I said it too fast, because that happens with phone numbers. No matter how slow you say it, people always say, you say it too fast. Look who's here. Hi, Mike. It's Benita the Rodeo Queen. How you doing?
Answer Disgruntled Fiddle Player, tell you what.
What?
I think that really, all in all, that whole story about Mitch McConnell you told last night, is ridiculous because he hated Trump from the beginning. So what makes me mad is what he had to say, because he should just,
Wow, you're so beside yourself you can't even say a cohesive thought.
That's right, I'm really mad. Mitch McConnell kind of looks like a turtle.
How can you even say that? That is cruel and mean. And he does not, maybe we all look like turtles when we get to be a little older. And we're from the state of Kentucky. And we have that kind of thing going on. The McConnell gene. I don't know. I mean, I'm bald. Kind of looks like a turtle to some people. It's all in the eyes of the beholder, Disgruntled Fiddle Player.
We shall agree to disagree.
Very good. Look who else is here.
Oh, Mike, I make the delicious root beer.
Thank you very much, Disgruntled Fiddle Player and Brewmaster. And
drink my root beer, I'll cut you.
Okay. That's really good. Wow, you're making your own coasters now?
Yeah, it's my Brewmaster coaster. Do you like it?
It's really nice. Is that a picture of your tongue?
Yeah, do you like it?
It's, well, tongues are important. They help us talk. Where would we be? Well, we wouldn't be talking. We would be, it's difficult. Let's hear it for people that go through life without tongues. That's going to be difficult. Wow. If you go through life without tongues, maybe don't call me, but you could email me. And with how to email the Mike Matthews, we have A-Frame taking us out. Thank you for listening to today's episode with the Cafe Anyway characters and all the nonsense that happened. I know you're just itching to find out how to email me. Here we go.
Mike's Daily Podcast is written and produced and performed by Mike Matthews. His podcast is super easy to find. Download or listen to his show and read his blog at MikesDailyPodcast.com.
Email Mike now at MikesDailyPodcast@gmail.com.
See you tomorrow. Bye!